With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series fires things off for round number 7 in the 10-round regular season. Slowly but surely, we are making our way to that championship rundown. Got a handful of races to get to before we worry about the chase grid. But how you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the trackside. Track a little cooler here tonight on a Tuesday night for the Performance Truck Series. Discover SouthCarolina.com 160. That's right. 10 more laps on the board here tonight for these truck drivers. We're going to see if anybody can tame the Lady in Black here tonight. Darlington Raceway, 1.3 mile track nestled in Darlington, South Carolina, just northwest of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The sand and sun just around the way. Will anybody play after walking away with a little bit of hardware 2 minutes into this 10-minute qualifying session? So why don't we go ahead and give you some of that information over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Jim puts it on top of the speed charts. Quick time tonight for the Chevy Silverado number 4. 29:43 is the fast time so far here tonight. Remember, keep in mind, going to victory lane 2 races ago. We have not had a repeat winner here in the Performance Truck Series so far here in season number 4. Will tonight be the night we see one of those drivers get back to victory lane, or will we see the continuation of first-time winners? We had a first-time winner once again last night in the Airs High Racing Paints ARCA Series right here from Darlington Raceway. Will that trend hold steady here tonight? Long way to find out. 160 laps around this 1.3 mile egg-shaped oval, and Jim Ott still has the fast time provisional pole right now with 19 drivers on the speed charts. Handful of drivers still down there waiting to put in their time lapse. It looks like there's a few of those heavy hitters back there. Brandon Shelton, Aaron Gerwitz, how about Larry Poling, Greg Olenek in the 31, Moo and Brew, Sparkle and Shine, Ford F-150. He's yet to put in his time lap. Bobby Anderson, Jake Fluman, Gary Wells, Lucas Lyons yet to put in his time lap. We have over 25 drivers here tonight to try to tame the Lady in Black. And if last night leads us to any intuitions, it's going to be that there's going to be quite a few Darlington stripes out there. Kind of I don't want to say what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a for sure thing, but it's all but a for sure thing that you're going to walk away with a little bit of sheet metal damage on the right side of these trucks here tonight, flirting with that outside wall, especially through, we've seen it especially through 1 and 2, where you kind of run the truck up to that outside wall. If you overstep the boundary, get up there, and those marbles, the rear end of the truck steps out a little bit, kisses that outside wall. We'll have to see if it's the good kisses or kisses that these drivers do not want. 19 drivers still on the speed charts as we are now at the halfway point here in this 5-minute qualifying session, and that's pretty much going to do it. That's going to end it. Jim Ott going to take the top of the speed charts with the qualifying time here tonight. So big one up on the field already for Jim Ott. We're going to step away from the track for just a brief commercial break. Head down trackside for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant
as the jets fly over and drivers make their way to the starting grid. There's your point standings coming into tonight's race. Hunter Collier well and above the rest of the field, a 30-point advantage coming into race number 7 here tonight. Jason Branch, Jason Harrison right there, rounding out your top 3. Aaron Gerwitz, Kevin Haas, Kevin Burrows, Adam Pettit, Michael Madden, Greg Olenek, and Rob Peterson going to finish out the top 10 of the point standings. Peterson, Decent, Kosher, all knotted up at 162 points. We've got close battles back behind them. Scott Wise, Nathan Nixon, Mike Van Houten, Lucas Lyons, Sean Griffin, all right there entangled in a close points battle. And it does look like most of the field has made their way through final pre-race inspection. So what do you say, race fans? We get a little closer as there you see all these truck drivers waiting to get things fired off for the first time here tonight. And it looks like we've got 2 drivers still waiting to get through pre-race inspection. Michael McMillan, John McMillan Jr. and Gary Wells in the 33 machine. He's yet to get to his starting spot. It sounds like in the background. It's time to run down tonight's official starting lineup for race number 7 here with Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Starting inside row number 1, your pole sitter fast time in qualifying 29:43 belongs to the 4 Chevy Silverado piloted by Jim Ott. Lined up just to his outside, the 98 of Nathan Nixon. Row number 2 here tonight, the 44 of Jason Harrison, followed by the 45 of John McMillan Jr. Mike Van Houten, Matt Deason back in row 3. Row number 4, the 58 of Adam Pettit, followed by the 39 of Rob Peterson. Back in row 5 tonight, the 83 of Hunter Collier, and rounding out your top 10, the 26 of Kevin Burrows. Michael Madden, Jason Branch, back in row 6. Row number 7 here tonight belongs to Scott Wise and Kevin Haas. Pierce Maffett, Cody Riggs going to be back in row 8. Row number 9 here tonight, the 34 of Dean Gagliano and the 97 of Sean Kosher. Logan Hartman, Aaron Gerwitz, back in row number 10. Row number 11 tonight, the 31 of Greg Olenek and the 2 of Brandon Shelton. Row number 12, Bobby Anderson and Gary Wells. 7 of Lucas Lyons going to start inside the 13th row, just to his outside, 92 with Sean Griffin. There's Jason Tripp, Larry Foley, Jake Woodward, round down the field here tonight. We're set to fire things off for the first time. Pace car down and away. Trucks work their way off of 4, and green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Darlington Raceway. Looks like everybody puts up through the years without any trouble so far here. We'll take a look back. Here, second, third, and fourth place drivers all over each other right now. Nobody really making any gain so far here. Let's go back to this little gaggle of cars as Kevin Burrows gets squeezed to the high side as the Sparkle and Shine 15 of Michael Madden makes his way up and around without any trouble so far. We say green flag on lap number 1. At a turn 4, truck drivers already getting single file here tonight. So look for a long green flag run. We've seen some long green flag runs last night as well. In the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Airs iRacing Paints ARCA Series right here from Darlington Raceway. Look for some fast times laid down by some fast drivers. Look at that side-by-side battle right there. Rob Peterson, Hunter Collier are going at it just behind the 58 of Adam Pettit. Pettit trying to get back to victory lane. He went to victory lane last week. Can he get that 6-speed Shop Silverback Tax Solutions machine back to the point? Long way to go to find out. Just lap number 3 out of the 160 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Can Collier get that L&J welding machine back to a podium finish once again after walking away with a podium last night. Long way to go to find that out, to figure things out. The fastest lap of the race so far belongs to the 98 of Nathan Nixon, sitting in the third position. Nixon just about the 3, almost 4/10 of a second off of the race leader. Oh, and a big stack up as the 39 gets into the outside wall. 83 into the back of him. Hunter Collier with some front end damage. 15 of Michael Madden's going to make his way around. Now Burrows goes into the outside wall. Almost contact. Adam Peterson almost contact again. And it's getting a little dicey out there on the track already for a handful of these drivers. Let's jump around the track just a little bit. We'll take a look at the Looney Tunes Lowe's machine back there. That was a pretty looking ride. I liked it. Let's see if we can't get back to that one. There you can see the double D's, Davis Designs on that 50-41 of Pierce Maffett. Maffett trying to run down Hunter Collier. Ron Peterson down back in the 12th position. He's dropped 4 spots from where he started tonight's race. Biggest mover so far here is that 41 of Pierce Maffett, just off in front of Kevin Burrows, who's on the screen right now. Watching Burrows go around this 1.3 mile oval track. He's got some company behind him. Peterson, Jason Branch right there. At 8, fast forward F-150, the Napa Auto Parts machine, piloted by Scott Lives. Outside of your top 10, let's jump back towards the front of this field, because second, third, fourth still all over each other. You might as well include your race leader, Jim Hunt, in this mix, your top 5. Breaking away from the field, 1.5 seconds from Deason back to Adam Pettit. You can see that gap already. Man, I'm telling you, I like this 48. Check this thing out. Tunes Lowe's 48. That's nice. I like it. I like it, because you got to be a little loony to hit the track here at Darlington Raceway. It's a long, long night ahead of these truck drivers. You got to keep your focus. You gotta stay consistent. That's the key here at Darlington. You don't really want to eat up that right front or tear up that right rear when getting a little loose coming up out of these corners. There's a lot going on inside of these trucks. A lot of these truck drivers are going to struggle here tonight at some point in time. And why don't we go on board now with the driver sitting in that third position, the 98 of Nathan Nixon. Inside his fast Ford F-150. You can hear him playing with that throttle right now. You can hear him through the center of 3 and 4 right there, kind of whopping the throttle just a little bit, keeping the truck turned, but letting it also float just a little bit. Floats it on up there to the top of the track. You can see him, he's way out of the gas, out of turn number 2 after a bobble on the bottom, and now to the inside. Here comes John McMillan Jr. Little jump, moves to third. We'll jump back out the side of the cockpit. Around the racetrack, we'll jump around back here with Kevin Burrows and Pierce Maffett still going at it. Hunter Collier now involved in this mix, so that's going to be 9, 10, and 11 on the speedway, all over each other. It looks like one driver with some trouble already here. Who would that be? Dropping to the rear of the field right now. A little bit off base. Jason Branch. Can't really see the side of that truck, and I do believe, yes, indeed. Oh, Jason Branch right there behind Scott Watt, so it's Nathan Nixon possibly right there in that 98 machine. Nathan Nixon with some trouble off base for about a half a lap. Fortunately, able to tilt back up to the high side and back in line. Stay green flag racing here on lap number 12 out of Gary Wells, Jake Fluman. They're going to pull admin and race control duties just down the hall. Close stack up here. Wait. Go ahead and hit pit road this time around. Wonder if that is a scheduled pit stop quite early in the run to already be down the pit road for the tires and fuel. Looks like he's going to be down the pit road for quite some time already in his pit box. 30 seconds, so going to fall off the lead lap. We'll see how many laps Logan Hartman ends up down and out of tonight's race. Big time trouble already tonight for a handful of drivers. Drivers moving backwards, drivers moving forwards. Michael Madden up 5 positions. Pierce Mapid up 6 spots. Dropping like a rock through the field. Right there, the man on the screen in that 98 Ford F-150 Nathan Nixon has dropped 10 positions from the start of tonight's race. Struggling after pancaking the right side. You can see some damage on the right front of that truck already as now Scott Wise moves to the inside. He's going to look to take away that position. That's going to open up the door for Jason Branch. Branch trying to collect some of the spots that he's given up since the drop of the green flag. Branch down 2 positions. He's looking to gain back 1. That 41 of Pierce Mapid, and he's trying to run down Hunter Collier just off in front of him. Mike Van Houten's right there as well. Back to this battle between Nathan Nixon and Jason Branch. Branch at the bottom of the speedway looks to make the pass. Can he get it done? Not quite just yet. Track race 2. He exited 2. Going to be some close quarters racing back there between those drivers. Collier and Mapid get things sorted out. Kevin Haas gets by Jason Branch. And Branch struggling to get up and around the 98 of Nathan Nixon, and he's going to lose a spot to the 88 of Kevin Haas. And now Bobby Anderson gets by Dean Gagliano for the 21st position. Gagliano going to drop a spot. Gagliano now in 22nd. Make that 23rd. John McMillan Jr. getting by Jason Harrison at the front of the field. Here we go. Some battles at the front as Jim Ott begins to step away from the field. Look for Ott to find a way. He likes what he sees the next driver battling behind him. Step away because they're not worried about staying in your draft. They're worried about trying to keep themselves at the front of the field. Take a position away. So Jim Ott likes what he sees. McMillan Jr. sitting in 2nd, Jason Harrison back in 3rd, Matt Deason in 4th, and rounding out your top 5 as we cross the line to lap number 19, the 58 of Adam Pettit. Oh, big move there. Cody Riggs in the 12 machine with a big move. Excuse me. Right there, you can see the 12. He's picked up quite a heavy Darlington strike. Branch all nose to tail with each other. Rob Peterson now making up 1 more position. He's going to grab 1 spot from Kevin Burrows, and Burrows going to slide all the way back. Another spot. Burrows back to 12. This battle right here with the slide slowly Oklahoma State University 13 of Bobby Anderson. Anderson right there in that Ford F-150 trying to keep himself inside. The Lions is on a run. Can he get there? Will he get the pass? No. Back into this battle here very shortly. Let's go back up to the battle. Top 10, Ron Peterson has the last spot in the top 10, and Scott Wise all over him right now, trying to grab that spot away. Let's take a look back off the tail end. There's the rear deck lid of that 39 of Ron Peterson. You can see the damage already on the back end, and the check up driver into the back of him. I believe that may have been Kevin Burrows that may have had some of that contact there. Oh, and into the outside wall again. Oh my gosh, that is close. Scott Wise all over him. after contact with the outside wall. Scott Wise has to check go big time. Run that 39 over, and now that's going to put Scott Wise in a situation with a lap car down to his out. Oh my gosh! Oh, and Scott Wise hard impact to the outside wall for Burrows. Oh my! We've seen it in the background. Kevin Burrows pancakes that outside wall. He's going to go ahead and immediately come down pit road, trying to do some damage control here. And that was a hard lick. Meanwhile, back at the front, looky here. We caught up with man at the front of the field. Little John looks to the inside of that wall. Jim Hunt not able to get the position just yet. We stay green flag racing, crossing the line again. Lap number 25. Leader here tonight. No lead changes, no cautions. We know the lead's going to change at some point in time. Will it be this time around? Looking to the inside, back in the turn 3. 45's got the run. Can't quite clear him before they get to the center of 3. Go ahead and concede the position to look for a crossover. No. He's going to stay in tow. That's going to be our second. So far, Jim Hunt gives up the top spot, falls back to second, but Adam Pettit. How about Jason Ayrson in that 44 machine? The Dragon's Garden Pure Ink machine running well here tonight. Ayrson's got that Chevy Silverado fired up. It looks like Nathan Nixon's gonna have some trouble. Nixon gonna head to pit road. Oh, looks like big time trouble for the 26 camp and Kevin Burrows. They are pushing behind the wall, sustaining too much damage. It sounds like they said they bent the rear end axle. It's gonna be quite some time to get him back out there on the track, so they're just gonna go ahead and cut the losses a little bit early here tonight. 26 is your first driver out of tonight's race. Long stay on pit road before picking up Logan Burton. 6 laps, but he's going to gain some time on Kevin Burrows. Nathan Nixon now also down 2 laps. Larry Poland just being put off of the lead lap by the race. Sean Mitchell now also going to fall victim to that 45. There you can see that. Just enough to let the race leaders go on by, and we stay. Green flag lap number 29 out of 160 scheduled. Tonight's official race distance for race number 7. Performance Truck Series. Can't jump around the track just a little bit, trying to bring you some more of the action going on out there. You see a battle with the truck. Oh, that's. I was not expecting to read Tickle Zombie across the windscreen of one of these truck drivers. So, just a little bit off guard there with that paint scheme, and as you can see right now, the 91 of Jason Tripp struggling for some pace. He's going to fall off the lead lap and fall victim to second and third here. Adam turn number 2. He's now going to get solidly have that second position, and now third place. Looks to third place. We do apologize. The 98. Going to get around these drivers. He's got some pressure tires, so he's going to have a little bit more pace, even with some damage on that 98 machine. He's still going to have a little more pace than Adam Pettit and Jim Hunt for the time being. Jason second back from Ott, running in that 4th spot and rounding out your top 5, the Looney Tunes 48 machine piloted by Matt Deason. Ford F-150 Briggs. He's going to bring that 12 machine down to the attention of the pit. Timing and scoring down there while he is in his box. We'll see if this is a regular scheduled pit stop with 33 laps into this race. We have been clean and green since the drop of the green flag here tonight. So how long will these truck drivers stay out there for fuel? Will they need tires before fuel? What's the strategy going to be? Long night to figure things out. Long night to find out who's going to walk away from the checkered flag. And now that 48 is going to take that away as the 15 of Michael Madden comes to pit road. Big stack of the drivers right here. A lot of drivers breaking for pit road. Black and yellow 09 of Aaron Gurwitz. He's going to stay out on the track. He's going to move up through the running order just a little bit further. I believe that is Larry Bowling right there in that 69 machine. The U.S. Army tickles on Chevy Silverado. I still can't get over that, Larry. That's awful. Race leader John McMillan Jr., Adam Pettit, Mike Van Houten all the pit road this time around. That's going to leave Scott Wise out there on the track. He's going to take over the race lead. Going to give us a second change overnight amongst three different drivers. Who's going to get that top spot after the green flag pit stops? Wise, how long does he stay out? Big slide off of turn number 2 down the backstretch now. You can see Wise has already been into that outside wall as he moves the Napa Autoparts Ford F-150 to pit road. Aaron Gurwitz going to join him right behind him this time around. Bobby Anderson, welcome to Oklahoma State University Silverback Tax Solutions sponsor. Truck new. He's going to go ahead and bring his Ford to pit road as well. Jason Tripp, he may very well inherit the race lead. He's going to work his way off of turn number 2, back down into 3 this time around. Does Tripp hit pit road? Or does he stay out? And no, he's going to go ahead and wave that white flag. Watch the pit stop, make sure he's in there all right. Everybody into pit road and back out. Doesn't look to seem like anybody hit with a pit road penalty. So everybody minding their P's and Q's as John McMillan Jr. takes the ball on back once again. Change here tonight, no caution flags to speak of as we work lap number 36. We'll jump around the track just a little bit from time to time, trying to bring you some of the battles that are out there on the track. Pit road, just reflect pit sequence and exchange. Jason Anderson maintaining spot right behind Jim Ott. I say right behind Ott, but Ott has got about 4 seconds of time between himself and the runner Jason Anderson. So right now, it's a two-man show for third and fourth. Oh, and contact with a lap car, lap truck, contact with Jason Anderson. Oh, that's going to put the 58 in that one. That is going to be the significant key, the significant factor. And now, race 48. Get the mask done, not going to wrap the slot away. Third. some of them beginning to go away. John McMillan Sr. now opening up that half-second gap to almost 3/4 of a second over Jim Hunt running in second. A tight little battle between Michael Madden, Matt Mason, and Jason Anderson. In the mix. So we've got a lot of drivers all nose to tail right there from about the 4th position all the way back to 8th right now. Those are your biggest battle on the track. Scott Wise involved in the battle as Wise going to take over that 12th position from Peterson. Kevin Haas in the 88 going to be stuck right where he's heading in that 14th position. Interesting. We had drivers hitting pit road as early as lap 35. I mean, 35, that's still not enough to get you to the end. You're still going to have that final stop to, oh, and hard impact with the outside wall. Oh my goodness. Big trouble for the two. I believe that was the 2. No, that's the 91 of Jason Tripp. Here's the red 150. Big hard impact from the outside wall. That's Tripp. Slowly starting to go away as we have had 50 laps of green flag racing. We have been clean and green all night long here since the drop of the green flag. Back up to a battle here inside the top 10. That's the 34 of Jason Collier all over him right now. Collier in that L&J Welding Toyota Tundra. We don't have too many Toyotas out there tonight. We've got one, but he is out of the race back in 26th and then. It's just Hunter Collier out representing those Toyotas. 7th and 8th respectively on the track though. But a dominated Ford field here tonight. Showing out. Like caution flag on the speedway. Trouble tonight from Darlington Raceway on lap number 50. Looks like Dean Gagliano may have been involved in the 34 truck. There you can see smoke boiling out of the tail end of that 34. So some big hard impact for him. Let's go check the replay. What do you say we go high above the track here on the drone cam to try to see and catch this caution? Just a little bit slow, having to check up off of the corner exit in contact with the 8 of Scott Wise, and that is all she wrote. Around he goes, and we go under caution for the first time here tonight. Tell you what, let's see if we can't get one more look at it here. Different vantage point. Has to check up a little bit. You can see that 8 of Wise close in. Oh, and oh my gosh. That is hard impact right there. I don't think he's going to be able to recover from that one. So we'll jump back out front with your new race leader, the 8 of Scott Wise, going to take over the top spot for the time being. He's going to be our 4th different race leader with 4 lead changes here tonight. And we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button, and we'll come and get you.
Join the track back once again. Field double file making their way off of turn number 2. We'll get set to fire things off once again this time around. Grabbing a point for leading a lap was that 8 of Scott Wise. He's going to go ahead and bring it to pit road. That will put John McMillan Jr. back at the top spot. He'll have your pole sitter, Jim Ott, lining up just to his outside for the restart. Adam Pettit and Michael Madden back at row 2. Row number 3 for the restart. Matt Deason and Hunter Collier. Pace car down the lane. Go! Green flag flies once again here from Darlington Raceway. Looks like a little bit of a stack up through the field. Drivers not able to get all the gas as good or as early as some of them may have liked. And already enjoys here. Almost a half a second by the time they work their way off of turn number 2. Field stacked up. Everybody jockeying. Trying to get everything straight here after the move to the big cave. So we do apologize if some of the voices are a little bit low here tonight, trying to get everything corrected and worked out. All the hard work we have in the background back here by everybody involved in this, whether it's one of the admins here with Swift Motorsports, one of the race officials, one of the production crew checking in with us, making sure everything now makes a pass on Jake Fluman. That's going to be back for 28th and 29th. It looks like they're running around their race control room right now, battling for the final spot. It caught me off guard there for a second. I was like, wait a minute. the field. John McMillan Jr. still leads Jim on. Michael Madden running in third. Top five, the man on screen right there in that L&J Welding 83 Toyota Tundra. That's Hunter Collier, the man with the great hair. Collier trying to get up there and grab another podium spot. Matt Deason not too far. Looking in the background, another previous race winner right behind him. Pierce Maffett running in the 8th spot. And how about this race, fans? Race number 7 here tonight from Darlington Raceway. We've had 6 races so far in season number 4, and we've had 6 different race winners. Well, those 6 winners are inside of the top 8 right now. Just John McMillan Jr. and Matt Deason inside the top 8 that have not been to victory lane. Cody Riggs and Kevin Haas, the last 2 drivers inside of the top 10 that have not been to victory lane. So it dominated in front of the field of previous race winners. We see a 2-time race winner. Still a very long way to go. Drivers just now passing the 100 laps remaining mark. Closing in the halfway point here tonight, with most of them coming to pit road back on lap number 53. It's going to be about 20 to 25 laps before we see these drivers come to pit road once again. If we have another green flag pit stop, drivers with one pit stop in their back pocket, is anybody going to use that information to try to better their track position? Are they going to try a bigger undercut? Or are they going to try to maybe play the long game? I don't know. I'm glad I'm not on the pit box. I'm glad I'm not having to make the calls, especially on a track like this, Darlington Raceway, where your strategy is pretty much the alien strategy. You kind of got to change, not just as the race wears on and the rubber gets put down on the track and we transition from day to night, but also how many times have you got into that outside ball? We've seen multiple truck drivers into that outside ball. And that can change your strategy as well. So a lot going on, not just in the trucks, but also on the pit box, up in the spotter stand. Way around the track once again a little bit here. Why don't we go back to a battle involving a handful of drivers. There's Jason Ayerson, who was running inside the top 5. Ayerson with contact with the outside wall, now on the outside of the top 10. Ayerson running in 12th. Let's look at this little battle right here. Adam Pettit, Hunter Collier, Matt Deason, Jason Branch, all lined up with each other. There's Branch working his way into turn number 1, 2. 32 is Lowe's 48. John McMillan Jr. There you can see McMillan Jr. making his way around the track, around some of the lap machines right now. How about that, Reds fans? 27 to the starting grid here tonight. We have still got 21 out there on the track, but just down to 15 on the lead lap. Picking them up, laying them down, fast tracking here tonight. Next to the outside wall, Little John McMillan Jr. getting the job done there. You can see that 69 of Larry Bowling just off in the distance. Bowling in danger of falling. Yet another lap down here tonight. Bowling listed 2 laps down here. This may make a 3rd lap down, and indeed it does. Just Sean Kosher and Brandon Shelton listed off of the lead lap here. That 97 of Sean Kosher, but the 02 of Mike Van Houten is the next one. on the list. The next driver that your race leader, John McMillan Jr., is going to go after. And I'm telling you, that is a close battle. Second, third, and fourth, all over each other. Michael Madden, Jim Ott, Adam Pettit, all over each other. Let's take a look back. I believe we got one of those rear deck lift. Oh, and into the outside wall, contact. Jim Ott has to save it. We'll jump into one of the onboard cameras here, get a front look there. You can see some damage on the front end. The right front crinkled up a little bit on that four of Jim Ott. Hunter Collier going to stay behind him for the time being after Collier trying to jump to the inside. Big contact with the outside wall for that four. And that's going to close up the gap behind him. Adam Bennett has now arrived to the lead of Matt Deason. Jason Branch also moving right along. Our battle here from second all the way back to seventh. Gosh, that got close right there. Jim Ott trying to put the truck down to the bottom of the speedway. Didn't quite see the 58 making his way through. Big crossover after the 58 a little bit loose on corner exit. Now Jim Ott is running out of steam. He's going to have to let multiple trucks ride all around him. Here's Matt. Not going to get there in time. Now Jim Ott going to go back to the top of the speedway. Back across the line. Once again, we begin lap number 74 out of the 160 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Different race leaders with 5 lead changes so far here tonight. A lot of heavy action going on the first half of tonight's race number 7 in season number 4 Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Series. Issues there for that 41. You can see him there for a second for that 41 of Pierce Mapp, and he's able to get by not only Jim Ott but also by that 48 of Matt Deason. Deason's going to drop back to 7. You know, we're a little early, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and run down the halfway point driver highlights and spotlights. What do you say we jump back up front with the man of the moment leading this race? Fast here tonight, fast and qualified. He qualified in the 4th position. He's up 3 spots. Now, with control of this race inside his fast F-150, John McMillan Jr. leads the field. We cross the line to begin lap number 77. McMillan Jr. looking to secure the most laps led here tonight. Driver right behind him in that 15 machine. Michael Madden. A solid run so far here tonight. Up 9 positions from where he started. He gets super loose coming out of turn number 2. That's going to put Hunter Collier all over him. There you can see the man with the great hair inside that LJ. Collier looks to secure another podium spot here tonight, sitting back in that 4th position, just 3/4 of a second back from Collier and Madden. You find Branch really running the high line here tonight. Kyle Larson line, if you will, here around Darlington Raceway. Branch up 8 positions. He's running in 4th. Solid run so far here tonight from the race winner Adam Pettit. Can the Kansas native get the Sim Speed Shop Silverback Tax Solutions Sparkle and Shine 58? Back to a podium, back to victory lane. Still a long way to go. Laps remaining in tonight's race. Let's see who our biggest mover up tonight so far here is. Up 11 positions there. You can see him making his way off of turn number 2. Driver in that black and yellow 09 Napa Auto Parts Silverback Tax Solution machine. He's up 11 positions from where he started tonight's race. Great run so far tonight by Aaron Gerwitz. that's going to complete your driver highlights and spotlights for your race down here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We'll jump back to the battle for second, third, and fourth on the track because there's Hunter Collier, Jason Branch, Michael Madden, all running with each other. Madden dropping a handful of spots. He gave up 2 positions. He's going to fall back to the 4th spot, right into the clutches of the 58 of Adam Bennett. Bennett looking very strong here. Drivers, they're going to have to start to hit pit road here very, very soon. Closing in on that 30 plus lap. 30-plus lap mark here, and we should see drivers begin to make their way to pit road at any given time here. And last on to pit road, the majority of the field came down on lap number 53. So right around lap number 80, well, right about now, 82 to about 87 is when we should see most of this field hit pit road once again for their second round of green flag pit stops. Who's going to get it loaded up? Who's going to get the job done? It could come down to a green flag pit stop. John McMillan Jr., your race leader, he gone right now. 4.5 second advantage. He can put it in cruise control and just really begin to work on hitting those marks. Really begin to be smooth out there on the track. It's not necessarily about speed. It's about keeping the truck clean at this point in time for that 45. You got no pressure behind. Just continue to launch some decent, clean laps, and it will pay some huge dividends as drivers second, third, and fourth still battling with each other. Adam Pettit still in the mix, running in that 5th position all over the 15 of Michael Madden. They work their way through 1 and 2. Of Nathan Nixon looks like he's going to be getting a round of green flag pit stops as the first driver onto pit road. We'll keep our eye on the stopwatch, make sure this is a scheduled time stop. As lead lap trucks making a dive around the line. Jason Tripp trying to keep themselves in the mix for a position on the track. Matt Deason and Bruce Maffitt, they're going to switch around that 6th position for the time being. Maffitt going to grab it back. Cody Riggs also going to head to pit road this time around. He's going to bring the 12 Ford machine down to pit road. Big moment there for Pierce Maffitt. That was a big time moment. Almost contact with the 91 Jason Tripp working their way off the corner exit, and now they'll cross the line once again to begin lap number 87 out of 160. You know, sometimes Dave is just a little bit dyslexic. Like a mass exodus here as we've got multiple drivers coming to pit road. The 83 of Hunter Collier, the 22 of Jason Branch, both going to pull to pit road this time around, back with your race leader, who now has a 6.5 second advantage. John McMillan Jr. leads them all. Trouble in paradise. John McMillan Jr., he's going to give up a ton of time after missing the entry to pit road. That's going to allow a handful of drivers to get one of their laps back. That's also going to allow Michael Madden, Aaron Gerwis to close in. Madden right there just now 2.2 seconds back from your race leader, but more importantly, Where does this end up cycling through for race leader John McMillan Jr., who's now to pit road? Michael Madden going to follow him down. Aaron Gurwitz going to come down pit road this time around as well. Jason Ayerson, what does he do? Looks like he may very well be heading to pit road as well. He's going to come off of turn 2, back down the back stretch. Heavy right front damage, and indeed he's going to make that drop to the bottom of the track and head to pit road. How about this, man? Oh, man. Coming to pit road back on lap number 87, just 3 laps ago, Hunter Collier looks like he may leapfrog the field. Gain the top spot for the time being. Right now it still remains with John McMillan Jr. Hunter Collier now going to make his way around Gurwitz, Ayerson, Madden, and McMillan Jr. just now coming off of pit road, and that's what missing pit road cost. Oh my goodness, over a 6.5 second advantage, and he is now over a 1.5 seconds behind Hunter Collier. So put the fresher tires and the mistake all together, and that is over. An 8-second swap on the stopwatch. Big miss for the driver inside of that 45 Ford F-150, John McMillan Jr. He's got to be on the gas from this point out. I mean, they're all on the gas, but he's got to be on point. He has got to be some time, 1.3 seconds behind Jason Branch right now, 2.6 behind race leader Hunter Collier. So that's about 9 seconds. 6.5 plus 2.5. You do the math. I mean, that is a big time swing on the stopwatch. That is a lot of ground to give up during a round of green flag pit stops, and that's all it takes, race fans. We said it. These drivers are going to have to be completely focused for, I say an excruciating amount of time. The mental drain here at Darlington Raceway, if you haven't raced here, it's just a very taxing racetrack. You got to be on the wheel. You really can't relax, so to speak. It's going to be a tough run all night long. Whether you're leading or you're last, it's still a handful. And we were just witness to that. John McMillan Jr., who seemingly had this thing in the bag, he's now going to have to come from behind. Well, now has that gap down to 1.7 seconds, but still that's 1.7 seconds with a fast Jason Branch in front of him. There you can see Branch and McMillan Jr. going at it for second and third. Advantage does belong to that 45 of John McMillan Jr., but that's only a 2-lap difference. I don't think that's going to be that significant now, as we've been out on the racetrack for about 10 laps. Some of that freshness beginning to wear off, some of the lap count, some of the lap time is beginning to already fall off. I think we're quite at that point. It's not going to matter that much anymore. How long can Jason Branch keep John McMillan Jr. behind him? And that's what Hunter Collier wants to know. He wants to keep that 45 back behind and in between and out from in between himself. Branch is a race leader, Hunter Collier's best friend right now. Looking back to the inside once again, McMillan Jr. looks for it. Is he going to have it? No, not going to make the dive just yet. Great run through the bottom of the racetrack. Not quite enough to get there. Branch going to lead him off of 2. Off of 4, back across the line, back down into turn number 1. 1.5 truck advantage belonging to the 22 of Jason Branch. Hot and heavy battle right here for second and third on the raceway. A lot of great racing action going on out there tonight at Darlington Raceway. Racing Network, and I tell you what, if you haven't already, join us in that push to 3,000. Show these drivers some love and drop on the thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell, over there on the right-hand side, getting notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated friends or family, possibly maybe even one of the sponsors sliding through. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. So while you're here, while you're watching, show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up. Ooh-wee, things getting heated up at the front. John McMillan Jr., Jason Brand struggling to get by one of the lap cars here tonight. What happened to Matt Deason? He had trouble coming to pit road. Looks like he was popped by the pit road police in his pit box for over a 40-second stop. That is not going to vote well for his hopes on the podium here tonight. He's listed first car, one lap down in the Lucky Dog position, back in the 14th spot. Still a long way to go as we cross the line to get lap number 100, 101 this time around. 60 laps remaining here tonight from Darlington Raceway this time around, and there it is, 60 laps to go. Tell you what, race fans, we haven't really been to this camera very much here tonight. Why don't we jump high above the track with one of our Turn 3 drone cams here, give you a little bit of a bird's eye view of how things are going down out there on the track. How about the battle right here between the 58 and the 22? Jason Branch falling off pace. Now Adam Pettit able to make his way up and around. Pettit does have one lap fresher tires. I'm not sure that's going to be that significant of a change. So struggling with the long run speed here tonight. 22 of Jason Branch drops from 3rd to 4th. And that's enough. Let's get closer to the action once again right here. Coming back across the stripe, we begin lap 103. How about the runs here tonight so far, race fans? Just one caution flag coming out. Lap number 50. So are we due for another one? We'll keep our eyes peeled. Oh, and contact with the outside wall. Truck pancaking the outside wall. He didn't catch the number on that one, but oh, that was a hard lick. Jim Ott able to get by Nathan Nixon. That's going to be for the 7th position on the racetrack. Jim Ott, pole sitter here tonight, struggling with some pace after contact with the outside wall. Drivers making some contact with the rear deck lid. There you can see it beating back a little bit. I don't want to call it sideways, but a little bit worse for the wear, warped if you will. Big trouble now as Jim Ott tries to make his way back to a top 5. Man, I'm telling you, there's a lot of these drivers flirting with that outside wall. I'm telling you, it's going to bite somebody. It's bitten a handful of drivers here tonight. A little bit of house cleaning in order here. We started with 27 drivers on the starting grid here tonight. We have still got 21 out there on the track, but we are down now to just 12 drivers left on. Or I apologize, 10 drivers left on the lead lap. Greg Olenek up 11 positions in that 31, moving Bruce Sparkling Shine Ford F-150. He rounds out your time and is the last driver on the lead lap. The backwoods 39 of Rob Peterson listed as the lucky dog. And we're about 20 laps into this green flag run, so anywhere from about 10 to 15 laps, we should see drivers begin to head back to pit road. And it looks like we're setting up for a good finish here. See John McMillan Jr. had over a 6.5 second advantage before that last round of green flag pit stops. Unfortunately for that 45, he blew the pit road entry, and that allowed Hunter Collier, by pitting 2 laps earlier, to get enough back on the track. He has stepped out to a race lead, but here comes that 45. He is loading 83. Adam Pettit going to be the next one in line to reach that 83 machine. How long can Collier keep McMillan Jr. at bay? If he's able to hold him up for at least another 5 or 6 laps, this will vote well for the rest of the night for that 83 of Collier. And also Adam Pettit, who hit pit road back on lap number 88. Jason Branch to pit road back on lap 87. So we got a little bit of a mix on the pit strategy, but driver's not varying too much. Ron Peterson up into the outside wall. We've seen contact earlier tonight, contact with the outside wall. Once again, he's got some left side damage as well, right at that number mark. So another driver into the side of that 39 truck at some point. Adam Pettit going to make his way around the back marker, around the lap machine, and now into the outside wall, and that's going to open up the door for Jason Branch to take that third spot. Adam Pettit has trouble. He's going to lose another spot. Adam Pettit going to drop back to 5th now as the 15. Michael Madden has made his way around. Going to jump around the track a little bit if we get some more battles out there. How about the battle at the front of the field? Hunter Collier, John McMillan Jr. still going at it. Collier into the outside wall. McMillan Jr. to the bottom. Track race into turn number 3. Who's going to give? And it looks like the 83 going to back out a little bit, just a little bit, allow that pass. I don't want to say allow the pass, but make the pass maybe a little bit easier, as we now have our 6th different lead change of the night. John McMillan Jr. goes back to the point. Brandon Shelton and Mike Van Houten going at it for the 16th position on track. Adam Pettit makes his way by Michael Madden in the 4th position. Now Pettit beginning to recover after that lick with the outside wall. Here's a key, race fans, with drivers coming to pit road around lap number 89 is when race leader Little John McMillan Jr. headed to pit road. We've seen about a 33-lap run on the fuel and tires. So that means he's going to be able to get to right around lap 121, 122-ish before having to come to pit road. That will not be enough to get him to the end. So we're gonna end up seeing at least 2 more pit stops out of these Swift Motorsports Performance Truck Series drivers here tonight, live from Darlington Raceway, race number 7. Drivers left with at least 2 more pit stops, judging off of the fuel mileage so far here tonight. But what we don't know is that I've got to make it to the end fuel mileage, or have drivers been coming in a lap or 2 earlier? Because you're gonna need about 8 laps. So I'm not quite sure the save is gonna be there. I'm not quite sure drivers are gonna be able to cut that much pace to save that much. I think it's gonna be this round of green flag stops. I think we'll have 1 more. And that will pretty much carry us to the end of the race here. Unless we see another pesky caution flag. You know how those things go. You know how that can change the dynamics, the outlook, and the outcome of any given race on any given track at any given time. And looking through the field, we have got a lot of names down off of the lead lap right now. Only your top 10 left on the lead lap right now. That's going to be rounded out by the 98 of Nathan Nixon. Rob Peterson going to be listed in the lucky dog position. Peterson sitting in the 11th spot on the track, 1 lap down. Deason right behind him. Matt Deason had a great run over that Looney Tunes Lowe's 48 machine up inside the top 5 for most of the night, but pit road penalties in trouble relegate that 48 back outside of the top 10. He's sitting in 12th, 1 lap down. Sean Kozier, Jason Ayerson, also another driver that was up inside the top 5 for the majority of the first half of the night. Ayerson has some trouble and he sits in 14th. Building the gap back is the man at the front of the field with 45 of John McMillan Jr. Now up to a 1.4 second advantage of Roger, who has the same gap back to the 22 of Jason Branch. There you can see that 39 of Rob Peterson. Peterson trying to get up around the 58 of Adam Pettit, trying to see if he can't somehow get himself back on the lead lap, but I think he's going to have to wait for a green flag bid cycle to work itself through. Trouble for John McMillan Jr. What's happened here? He's given up a lot of time. McMillan Jr. giving up a lot of time, and it looks like he has pounded that outside wall. Look at the right front damage now on that 45 machine. See McMillan Jr. open up that gap to about a 1.5 second advantage. It has now dropped down to right at the 1 second mark. Big time loss of time on the speedway for that 45. As now the 22 of Jason Branch is going to go ahead and hit anybody reverse the fuel mileage here. Will we see anybody come down the pit road? Stay out for about, come down pit road, get fresh tires and fuel, stay out there for about 10 to 15 minutes, and come to pit road for their final stop, because drivers are going to be short. They are not going to get to the end. I think we may have a few of them trying to stretch this thing to the end, but I don't think they're going to be able to stretch the fuel that far. Now Hunter Collier, he's going to bring that 83 machine down to pit road. Jason Branch already down and away. He's getting the speed off the pit road this time by as Branch falls off of the lead lap. He's sitting back in the 9th position. Rob Peterson still listed as the first driver, 1 lap down in the lucky dog position. Hunter Collier looks like he very well may lose a lap here. Long green flag runs here tonight from Darlington Raceway in race number 7 of season number 4 for Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series 1 and only caution coming around lap number 50. We work our way across the stripe this time by to begin lap number 124 out of the 160 scheduled in tonight's official race listings. We've had 4 race leaders, 6 different lead changes tonight. Now enjoying a 13, make that 14-second advantage. As drivers all pull the pit road like Adam Pettit, Aaron Gerwitz, Greg Olenek all come to pit road. John McMillan Jr. going to drop way to the bottom of the racetrack this time. He's not going to blow by pit road a second time in a row. 45 comes to pit road right behind that 48 Looney Tunes Lowe's machine. I think this guy right here may pull it off. He's got Hunter Collier right behind him. Collier waited 1 more lap this time before heading to pit road, and check that out. Jason Branch, Hunter Collier, they make their way back inside the podium spot. They have enough to get around John McMillan Jr. Who is down in his box this time by right side in the air. Tires go on. It's dropped. They make their way to the left side. It's in the air. Tires off. The tires on. They're going to drop the jack, and he's going to roll off a pit road. Waiting to get up to speed now. And he is not going to be able to keep that top spot as Larry pulls the outside wall through 1 and 2. Jason Branch and Hunter Collier going at it now with a big advantage over John McMillan Jr. over a 3.5 second swing. Oh my, I am not sure about the strategy going on inside that 45 camp right now. He just gave up. He had a 1.6 second advantage. He is now 3.8 seconds back. That's another 5 to 6 seconds that he gave up on this round of green flag pit stops. Is he playing the long game? I still think he's going to come up at least 3 to 4 laps short, so I'm not sure they're in the long game right here. Jason Earson back on the pit road in his box. Sean Kozer also in the box. Oh, and what has happened? A little bit of Magic Man action going on there for a moment. Hunter Collier sits in the second position. He's trying to run down Jason Branch. John McMillan Jr. now in third. Michael Madden fourth. Adam Pettit rounds out your top 5. No real battles to speak of on the track right just yet, so we'll stay with the drivers at the front of the field. With John McMillan Jr. right behind him, hot on the trail. Just a little seconds back from your race leader right now with John McMillan Jr. There you can see that 45 just making his way off of turn number 4 as drivers cross the start-finish line to begin lap number 1. The door of just 30 laps remaining here tonight. Fast and furious pace, hot and heavy on the loud pedal here tonight are all of the Swift Motorsports BUTTKICKER Performance Truck Series competitors. The track for just a little bit over an hour already here in the official race time. These guys not mucking about. They're getting it done. Racing their guts out right now. How about Jason Branch able to not just hold off the charge from the 83 of Hunter Collier, but he is starting to step away. The gap back from race leader John McMillan Jr. staying right at about that same timing here. But he is beginning to pick up on Hunter Collier. There you can see him lurking in the background slowly but surely getting a little bigger lap after lap. McMillan Jr. on his way to the front. What does Collier and Branch do? As they have got some heavy traffic in front. Racing and a gaggle of Jason Branch stuck at the top of the speedway. The 41 of Pierce Maffitt down at the bottom. Maffitt going to be used as a pick. Big time move there by the 83 to jump back to the outside of the 41 of Pierce Maffitt to get himself around that lap car without the driver surging behind them. The 45 of John McMillan Jr. still out on the trail, still trying to run them down. He is now just 4 seconds back from second place Hunter Collier. Just seconds back from race leader Jason Branch. How long will Branch stay out there? If they come to pit road now, they will make it to the end on fuel. But that's not counting a green-white checker. You know, that checker fuel mileage here. So look for drivers to, from this point out, it's anybody's game with coming to pit road. let's jump back through the field. Let's check out my good buddy Greg Olenek there for a moment. Olenek was racking up pole after pole after pole, and he has been struggling a little bit here since last season, struggling with that 31 Ford F-150. If there's anything different inside the cockpit that just isn't going to his liking so far this season. Olenek comes into tonight's race sitting back in the ninth position. Of points back behind your race leader. He's about 60 points back behind your race leader coming into tonight's race. So needing to turn his season around inside that 31 shine on MacArthur Ford machine. Olenek back inside the top 10. He's up 12 spots, looking for more. To climb, laps left continuing to tick off. Just 25 laps now remaining as everybody still chases Jason Branch, Hunter Collier in third, and John McMillan Jr. sixth. Michael Madden now back to the fourth position. Adam Pettit right there rounding out your top five. Good solid run by the man inside of this 08 black, yellow, silver back tech solutions. Napa Auto Parts machine. Aaron Gerwitz make that 13 as Jim Ott going to make his way by on the bottom of the speedway. I mean, let's hear your thoughts out there in the chat, YouTube fans. What do? Do you come as soon as that fuel window opens up? Or do you go ahead and ride this thing out to the end, taking slash me? I mean, I don't know, man. I think if it was me, and I was anywhere around maybe Adam Pettit, Michael Madden running, 4, 6, I think I would try some crazy strategy here. I think knowing that I'd build a tank from here and put right side tires on it and hope that not only the fresher right side tires, but the smaller amount of time on pit road really compounds itself and gives me a good advantage to the drivers that stay out there longer. They're going to have to get 4 tires. Otherwise, they're going to be sitting ducks. Fuel only for about 7 or 8 laps worth of fuel. So I don't think we're going to see that fuel only stop. But the question is, when do you make that final stop? I don't know, maybe even come now and get those fresh tires, those 4 fresh tires, your last set of tires down there on the pit lane, with just 20 laps to go. You know you can go hammer the tires all you want because you don't need to make them last an entire fuel run. Here we go, drivers going to be throwing the kids sink at it here very shortly. How about this battle now? 3 for the top podium spots. 1, 2, 3, all on the speedway. Gonna cross the line. This time by just 19 laps to go. Look at the stats for the season here as well, race fans, in front of the packed house right here at Darlington Raceway for race number 7, the Discover South Carolina.com 160 for the Performance Truck Series. Looking at the top 5, and there's one driver inside the top 5 that has not been to victory lane, and it may come to a surprise to most. If you know us, you know those orange numbers indicating season number 4. How about John McMillan Jr. shut out of victory lane all season long? First 6 races he has not been able to walk away with the checkered flag. We would have said that after the great runs we've seen that 45 make. We've seen him be on it. We've seen him be dominant. We've seen him dominate here tonight. Just pit road and green flag pit cycles really not going his way. He's lost a ton of time through the green flag pit exchanges. But he's got the speed. He's got the pace to make up what he loses coming to pit road. Will this be the money stop for him and his 45 crew? Will they be able to handle the pressure to a good pit stop here? It's all going to boil down to what you do when you do it on this final pit stop. Unless we get another late race finish. Nobody wants to see that. Ain't nobody got time for that. To the inside is that 83 of Hunter Collier not going to be able to make the move just yet as race leaders close in on the back end of your top 8. We've seen John McMillan Jr. race fans. We've seen him stay out longer than the drivers that he is racing with for finish right now. Jason Branch and Hunter Collier right there in front of him. A little bit of wiggle from Collier coming off of turn number 4 with now just 14 laps to go. We've seen him extend the run on multiple different runs here today. What do you do now? Do you go ahead and bite the bullet and come to pit road first? Or do you come to pit road when they hit pit road and hope that you're the better driver? Not trying to utilize the advantage that you'll have if you put those fresh tires on a lap or two before your competitors. And man, I've got to give a shout out to Jason. His absolute tail end off these last handful of laps. Yes, he put the 31 of Greg Olenek down off the lead lap. We are now down to just 7 drivers on the lead lap, but more importantly, look at that gap. He has opened that race lead back up, back over, or right at the 1 second mark, back to Hunter Collier, and they have been able to keep John McMillan Jr. at bay and keep him back in that third position, not allowing him to get back to the front and extend a race lead before the end of tonight's race. Now a big wiggle off of turn number 2. That's going to open up the door on the bottom side for John McMillan Jr. What does he do? He's going to stuff it down in 3 and 4. Does he have enough? No, they'll drag race to the line. Just 11 laps remaining here from Darlington Raceway with the MotorSports BUTTKICKER Performance Truck Series. Finally able to make that pass on Hunter Collier is John McMillan Jr. He's going to grab that second spot away, but not before dropping 1 and 3 back behind race leader Jason Branch, who is all but set sail. He's got a little bit of a buffer behind him, a lap machine. That's Greg Olenek, who's trying to keep himself in the lucky dog position for the 7th spot. That just lets you know the fierce pace that has been put down lap after lap by these drivers at the front. Jason Ayrson into the outside wall. Ayrson goes into the outside wall off of turn 2. Final 10 laps remaining. I believe it's going to be 9 when we cross the line this time around. Who has enough fuel to the end? Hunter Collier, he's going to sneak his way to pit road. The 83 brings the Toyota down the pit road for service. Does he get tires? We'll keep our eye down there on the pit lane. Not quite to the box just yet. He's going to come to a slow crawl in. To the pit box this time around. Let's see how long he stays stationary in that pit box. And down and away, it's going to be a 2-tire stop. That has got to be a 2-tire stop. Just 7 seconds in the pit box. And already down the way, heading off a pit road. Hunter Collier going to fall off of the lead lap back in the 8th position. What does that force the hand of Branch and McMillan Jr. to do? I believe Branch may be heading to pit road this time around. Yes, indeed he is. John McMillan Jr., he's going to stay out on track. McMillan Jr. staying out on track for at least one more lap. We'll have to see how many he does stay out there for, as Greg Olenek has been able to get himself back on the lead lap by this long green flag run, but he's still going to have to pit one more time before the end of tonight's race. Or will he by stretching it? And sneaky. I think we heard a little bit of it coming off of turn number 2 or through the corner. What do you say? Be a little sneaky again. Jump on board here. Let's listen to this throttle input. Out of the gas, clutch pushed in, coasting through turn number 3, back. The RPMs turning again, nice and easy squeeze of the throttle coming through turn 4. Not in complete fuel save mode just yet, because he is still in the throttle in turns 1 and 2, but you can hear him already lifting big time in 3 and 4. So McMillan Jr. may be on his final run. We've seen the high 5 laps to go last time around. The boss man in the flag stand, Upstate Al Smith, gonna give us just 4 to go this time around. Jason Branch and Hunter Collier, both of those drivers have been to pit road. They're going to rejoin the racetrack back in the 6th and 7th position here tonight. Back one lap down. Adam Pettit listed in the lucky dog position in the 5th spot. As we cross the line that time by 3 laps remaining. Oh my goodness, did John McMillan Jr. okey doke the field and make it on the stop? Michael Madden runs in second. Aaron Gerwitz rounds out your podium drivers. Big, heavy, substantial damage on the front end. That 48 of Matt Deason. Dead or alive is Deason. He's going to finish tonight's race inside the top 10. And popsicle sticks on display for your race leader, John McMillan Jr. He's going to have 2 laps to go. And I wouldn't think he's going to get to pit road now. And how about Greg Olenek, man? And that 31 Moulin Brew Sparkle and Shine Silver Backtack Solutions 31 machine went from a 1 lap down to sitting in 4th. Back on the lead lap. Job well done, my man. Here comes the white flag. Final lap here from Darlington Raceway race leader John McMillan Jr. heads off into turn number 1. He'll head off in turn 2, just 1 straightaway and 2 more corners to go. Keep it nice and tight, keep it nice and clean, and we will have yet another first-time race winner here this season in season number 4. Off of turn number 4 for the final time, coming to grab the checkered flag, John McMillan Jr. walks away with a race win. Michael Madden and Aaron Gerwitz going to round out your top 3. Greg Olenek going to finish it 4th on the lead lap driver. 1 lap down, finishing in 5th is the 58 of Adam Pettit. What a run there, though, for Michael Madden. For Aaron Gerwitz, both of those drivers also stretching the fuel mileage to 1 less stop. What a job well done by them. In the 45 of John McMillan Jr. going to come to the front stretch and enjoy a little bit of post-race celebration. So we're going to step away from the mic for just a brief second, head to a small, short commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
And back trackside at the conclusion of another great night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series does not disappoint. What a race, what a night. Just one caution flag out there all night. And we're going to move things right along. What do you say here? What do you say we try to dial up the driver that walked away with the third place here tonight? Let's see if we can't dial up the driver inside of that 09 machine. Aaron, it's Dave. You got your ears on?
I do, Dave. I do have a copy.
Man, how you doing? How you feeling after a solid night and a solid run for you and your crew?
Yeah, after our last race at Dover, we needed this to get back on track for the season going forward. It was a long, grueling race, I'll tell you that much.
Darlington Raceway, always one of those grueling nights. It doesn't matter if it's only 25 laps or it's 125 or 160 in this case. Darlington, just one of those super taxing racetracks. Was there ever any moments here tonight where you thought, you know what, I might just need to park this thing?
Not at all. This is one of my favorite tracks. just needed to concentrate and focus on the line.
Now that line, where was that grip level? Because we've seen drivers all over the racetrack. It looked like some drivers were really searching for some grip in the long run. Was it up there next to that wall, that so-called Larson line?
In 1 and 2, I do like being up at the wall, but I also do like diamonding it. That's where I found the most grip for my car. And then down in 3 and 4, late in the race, you want to be up at that wall and not hit the wall.
Yeah, the not hitting the wall, I think, is what troubles a lot of drivers, not just here with Swift, but even in the big boy ranks. You know, we see them with that Darlington stripe every time they come to Darlington, so it's not something that's unfamiliar to racers. It's just annoying.
Yeah, definitely. This track is one of those annoying tracks, but to be fast, you gotta kind of know where the limit of these trucks are and how to push it to the limit and not over the limit and end your night in the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd have to agree with that. Well, Aaron, want to finish off tonight's interview with you by wishing you a happy holiday. Hope Thanksgiving was good. Hope the holidays coming up here are good for you as well, and you're setting yourself up for a good comeback into the new year with a great podium finish here tonight. So with that being said, before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the shop?
I just want to thank all the boys down at Silverback Motorsports. I know we're not always the fastest, but we do have a good time, and I just want to thank again all my sponsors. We got Silverback Tax Solutions, Sparkle and Shine. I got Napa of Western New York on the hood. And yeah, that's about it.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium run here tonight from Darlington Raceway, and we'll see if we can catch up with you at the Glen.
I'm hoping to catch up with me at the Glen. It's my home track, so I'm hoping to go out there and have a good showing.
All right, well, the man, you heard it from him himself. It's his home track. He's going to look to follow up this podium with another podium, maybe even a race win. We'll keep our eyes out for that 09 when we hit the track once again, January 4th in 2022. Wow, this year's already flew by. And we're going to fly right on by to the driver that walked away in second here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up the driver inside of that 15 machine. Let's see if we can't have a word with, let's see, where's he at? There he is. Let's see if we can't grab a few words with Michael Madden. It's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How's it going, man?
I'm doing great. You must be feeling great after walking away with a great finish here tonight. Second on the Speedway. How you feeling after that solid night?
It was good. Darlington's not one of my particular strong suits when it comes to the season schedule, but it was good to grind one out. It was really wild card tonight with the lap traffic and just trying to keep the truck clean as possible.
Now, you mentioned a wild one with the lap traffic. Is that because we only had one caution flag here tonight, or is just Darlington one of those tracks that you're gonna end up in lap traffic, and for the most part, you're gonna run into those pockets of heavy lap traffic?
Yeah, it's a tight racing surface, as we know. I mean, it's pretty much only 2 lanes all the way around, so the wall comes out quick at you when people are down on power, especially towards that middle section of the race. That's where you can find trouble, especially out of 2. You know, that wall jumps right out at you. So it's just kind of one of those tracks, and when people are down on power and damaged, they come up quicker than usual.
Absolutely. We've seen a few drivers having to jump out of the throttle on the corner exit, so we know how things can get stacked up a little bit coming out of Turn 2 and out of Turn 4 here at Darlington. But Michael, want to touch base with you about the overall point standings. I mean, you came into tonight's race sitting back in the 8th position. You are a previous race winner so far this season. Race wins don't get you into the chase, but you're having a good points run so far this season. This is going to be a bit of a shot of the arm for you. What's your plans moving forward after the holiday break? How are you going to approach the first road course of the season when we head to the Glen?
Just just mind the P's and Q's, practice when we can, and just keep putting up these top 5 finishes. That's really what gets you into the show, and then once you're in the playoffs, that's when you got to turn it on and get some wins. So grab the win early, which calm the nerves a little bit. You can compete. Now it's just plucking off those calendars, plucking off those races, and just trying to grind out good finishes.
Absolutely. Consistency can be king, and here in Swift Motorsports, it pays dividends to have those consistent runs week in, week out. Michael, again, congratulations on the great run here tonight at the track. Too Tough to Tame, the Lady in Black Darlington Raceway. But before we let you go and head off into the holidays, having a good, solid run, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
Absolutely. Always stay sparkle and shine. Mobile detailing for sticking with me every race we go to. They're on the hood. Long MacArthur Ford, Silverback Tax Solutions. Those guys are the MVPs. I want to wish everybody a happy holiday and really shout out to my family for tuning in. Got a new addition this week. Got a little puppy today, so looking forward to playing with a new addition to the family in the holiday break. And you have yourself a really good Christmas, Dave.
Oh, absolutely, and we do appreciate the well wishes, and we'll catch up with you here soon.
Take it easy.
All right, there you have it. 15 of Michael Madden with a great run. He gets back to a podium spot. That's going to give his point standings quite a bit of a boost. We'll see how much he jumps when we head to Watkins Glen, January 4th. Mark it down on your calendars. That's when we'll see these Performance Truck Series drivers back on the track. But a solid night, solid run for the driver inside of that 15 Fast Ford F-150. Michael Madden walks away in second. And that's going to move us right along to the man of the moment, man of the hour, walking away with his first checkered flag of the season, John McMillan Jr. It's Dave. Long time, no talk. How you doing, bro?
No, doing pretty good. It has been a while.
It's been too long, man. What have you been doing? What you been up to?
I started a new job, so shift work has come into play here, so I will miss a fair bit of races.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, real life and in work always comes first. Without that, we can't afford to do what we love. And nonetheless, it's good to see you back out there on track. I want to talk to you about tonight's race a little bit, though. Dominating performance for you. You really opened up a lot of big gaps throughout the green flag runs. But let's talk about those green flag pit stops. You seem to give up a ton of time on at least two of those. One we seen, you kind of missed pit road, so obviously that's going to give your competitors a lot of time back in their hands. But it seemed to be your struggle here tonight, your kryptonite, if you will. What were your issues on pit road tonight?
For me, it's the entrance. So I kind of just back my entrance up a ton. I start getting on pit road off of right at the beginning of turn 3 there, kind of off the back stretch, just so I don't screw it up, don't miss it, because I've always found this place tricky. It seems like it's kind of hidden around the corner there. So I just tried not to screw it up. And the one time I tried to do it like everybody else, of course, you've seen that. I completely blew that pit stop. So then I just went back to the same old original routes there, just the way I'm used to doing it.
The good old better safe than sorry strategy. You give up a little bit of time, but you ensure yourself on getting to pit road. So it's kind of a 6 one way, half a dozen the other, depending on how you're looking at it. But either way, man, as I said, a dominating performance for you and the 45 crew here tonight. Looking forward from here, I know you said new work schedule for you outside of racing. So when is the next time we should see you back on track? Or are we going to see you back at the Glen?
Yeah, I should make the next, I think 3 or 4 weekends in a row, and then I'll miss the next 2, just with my work schedule.
All right. Well, again, John, man, congratulations on getting back to the track. Congratulations on getting another race win. I hope you have a safe and happy holidays, but for the time being, we're going to turn the mic over. You know the drill. Shout-outs, thank yous, love yous.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank my family, my dad. I'd like to thank everybody here at Swift, too. Gary does an awesome job when he's always out here doing the race control. Thank Justin Gann as well for being the head man. Thank you, Dave. I'd also like to thank Andrew Rattel. He's the one that designed this paint. He also has a Twitch. If anybody listening wants to watch him race, his Twitch is Racing Rat. And I'd also like to thank UFA and DQ.
All right, my man. Well, again, Always a pleasure to catch up with you. Glad to see you back on track. Glad to see you back in victory lane. And until next time, my man, enjoy this one.
Sounds good, Dave. Happy holidays, man.
All right, there you have it. Christmas coming a little early for John McMillan Jr. He's going to park that 45 back in victory lane for the first time in a long time, but nonetheless, still capturing the checkered flag, giving us our 7th different race winner on the season. My goodness, I'm not sure you can script a season much better than this. I don't think Netflix could script one like this. I don't think Hollywood could either. But here we are. Here we sit with 7 different race winners and 7 different races. Producers hitting those familiar sounds in the background so you know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. Race number 7 in season number 4 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Walking away with the checkered flag for the first time this season, the 45 of John McMillan Jr. Finishing back in second tonight, the 15 of Michael Madden. Aaron Gerwitz in the 09 will round out your podium drivers. Last man on the lead lap inside the Moo and Brew Sparkle and Shine Silverback Tax Solution 31. Greg Olenek walks away in 4th. Adam Pettit finishes first car, 1 lap down in the 5th position. Jason Branch back in 6th. Sliding home in 7th will be the 83 of Hunter Collier. Jim Ott walks away 8th after grabbing the pole position here tonight. Cody Riggs in the 12 in 9th. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 48 of Matt Deason. Sean Kozier back in 11th, 12th place tonight to Jason Harrison. Pierce Maffett with some late race trouble. He'll finish 3 laps down back in 13th. Brandon Shelton back in 14th. 15th tonight belongs to the 02 of Mike Van Houten. Jason Tripp in 16th. 17th tonight, Larry Poling. Nathan Nixon gonna pull away from the track in the 18th position. 19th tonight belongs to Sean Griffith, the 39 backwoods machine piloted by Rob Peterson. Rounds out your top 20. Bobby Anderson gonna finish in 21st, 22nd to the 8 of Scott Wise. The 88 of Kevin Haas in 23rd, 24th belongs to Dean Gagliano. 25th, Lucas Lyons. 26th tonight to Logan Hartman. Kevin Burrows with early trouble, and he will round out the running order in 27th. Big time shout out and tip of the cap to those 2 men last on that list. That's right, just down the hall in the race control and admin booth. Gary Wells and Jake Fluman for all they have done all season long. Not just what they've done here tonight, but what they do all season long. Kind of the unsung heroes here at Swift Motorsports are those race control and admin officials. So, a big tip of the cap, and you're welcome for all. Thank you for all you guys do up there in the admin race control booth. And, well, we're going to start to turn off the lights, lower the microphones, power them down for the night, and get ready to fire things off once again right here from Darlington Raceway tomorrow night in the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. So if you haven't already, race fans, join us in that push to 3,000. Drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here in the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, and with that being said, have yourself a safe holiday. Hope to see you at the track tomorrow, but until then, we'll meet you in Turn 3.